know what to fear. The hiss of a snake in the grass, the silhouette of a fin slicing the surface of the sea, the slow, deliberate steps of a predator stalking its prey. These are the moments that haunt our stories, shape our superstitions, and grip our deepest instincts. But what if we've been afraid of the wrong things all along? Do you fear the wrong animals? What if the animals we fear the most aren't the ones most likely to kill us? Because in nature, the true killers don't always snarl, or slither, or roar. Sometimes they whisper. Sometimes they fly. Sometimes you don't even feel them strike. Today, we unravel one of the wild's most shocking truths: the top 10 most feared animals versus the top 10 that are actually the most dangerous to man. Prepare yourself, and please hit like and subscribe, because by the time we reach number 1, you may never look at some of these creatures the same way again. We begin in the desert, where the ground glows under the light of the moon. Here, a creature older than the dinosaurs creeps silently across the sand. The scorpion is our number 10 most feared animal. With pincers like daggers and a tail that curves over its back, this arachnid has been feared for millennia. Ancient Egyptians carved its likeness into tombs. Warriors once used its venom as poison. And yet, of the 1,500 species of scorpion, only about 25 have venom potent enough to kill a human. In truth, most scorpion stings are no worse than a bee sting. Now, compare that to the animal ranked number 10 on the list of deadliest killers. You've seen them in cartoons, in children's books. Big, round, almost comical. But don't be fooled. Coming in at number 10 most dangerous is the hippo. A hippo can weigh over 3,000 pounds. It can run faster than a human on land, and in water, it's a torpedo of pure muscle. With jaws capable of opening 180 degrees and biting down with nearly 2,000 pounds of pressure, it can crush a canoe or a human in seconds. Hippos kill an estimated 500 to 800 people per year, mostly in Africa, where they are feared not for what they look like, but for what they can do. They don't need venom, they don't need stealth, they are bold, brutal, and almost impossible to stop once enraged. Next, we enter the caves. Damp, cold, echoing with whispers of wings. At number 9 most feared is the bat. Its leathery wings and nocturnal habits have inspired legends from vampires to demons. To many, it is the harbinger of disease, of contagion, of death. And in some ways, that fear isn't unfounded. Bats are natural reservoirs for viruses like rabies, SARS, and Ebola. But in truth, they rarely transmit these diseases directly to humans. Most bats are insectivores, nature's pest control, consuming thousands of mosquitoes in a single night. Others pollinate fruits and spread seeds, making them essential to many ecosystems. But while we shrink away from the harmless bat, we often underestimate the true killer hiding in the same waters we swim in. The 9th most dangerous is a living dinosaur. The Nile crocodile, in particular, can grow over 20 feet long. It is a master of stillness, lurking just below the surface, eyes barely visible. And when it strikes, it does so with ferocious precision. Its bite force is over 3,000 psi, the strongest in the animal kingdom. Each year, 1,000 people are estimated to be killed by crocodiles, especially in regions of Africa and Southeast Asia. Many are taken without a sound, without a struggle, just gone. The bat frightens us with its wings, but the crocodile kills with its silence. It creeps through alleyways, scurries beneath floorboards. Its beady eyes and twitching nose make many recoil in disgust. We fear them at number 8, the rat. Feared for its filth, for its hunger, and for the history it carries on its back. The Black Death, the plague, disease upon disease. But here's a twist of irony. Most of the time, rats aren't even the true culprits. Often it's the fleas they carry, or the pathogens they accidentally bring with them. Now turn your eyes downward, far downward, to something you won't see until it's far too late. The Ascaris roundworm is our number 8 most dangerous. A parasitic invader that infects over 1 billion people worldwide. It enters through contaminated food, water, or dirty hands. Grows in your intestines. Sometimes it wriggles up through your throat. In children, it can cause stunted growth, organ damage, and even death. It's not flashy, it doesn't bite, but it slowly destroys from within. The rat disgusts us, but the roundworm, it devours us in silence.
That was the scariest scariest part of our lives.
The forest grows quiet. A crack of twigs, a rush of fur, and then an enormous shape lumbers into view. The seventh most feared animal, the bear. From Alaska to the Himalayas, it's one of the most respected and feared predators on Earth. With the strength to flip a car and claws longer than a man's finger, bears command fear with every heavy step. Whether it's a brown bear defending cubs or a polar bear stalking through snow, the danger is real, but it's rare. Most bears avoid humans. Fatal attacks are the exception, not the rule. Now contrast that with a creature that moves slow, soft, almost decorative. The freshwater snail is our number 7 winner for most deadly. It lives in ponds, rivers, streams across tropical regions. But this snail carries a killer, a parasitic flatworm that causes schistosomiasis. The disease infects the liver, intestines, and bladder. Victims suffer fevers, rashes, and organ failure. In severe cases, it leads to cancer. Over 200 million people are affected, and thousands die each year. Not from an attack, but from microscopic invasion. The bear roars, the snail whispers, but only one causes mass suffering across continents. The moon hangs low. Fog crawls across the forest floor. A distant howl slices the night. The wolf is our 6th largest fear. It's the villain in our fairy tales, the beast in our bedtime stories. Feared for its fangs, its pack, its primal hunger. But the truth? Wolves rarely attack humans. Statistically, you have a better chance of being struck by lightning than killed by a wolf. In fact, wolves avoid humans. Centuries of persecution have made them wary, ghost-like figures of the wild. Now, look away from the woods and into the walls of your own home. The 6th most dangerous is tricky. Here lurks one of the world's deadliest insects, the assassin bug. Also known as the kissing bug, it bites near the mouth while people sleep. It doesn't just feed, it infects. The bug transmits Trypanosoma cruzi, a parasite that causes Chagas disease. Symptoms often lie dormant for decades until the heart weakens, the digestive system collapses, and by then, it's too late. Every year, around 10,000 deaths are attributed to the silent killer, and millions more are infected, living unaware. The wolf is scary as it howls from afar, but the assassin bug is more dangerous, and it just whispers at your bedside. Beneath murky waters, a nightmare awaits. Our number 5, which is the crocodile. Its prehistoric eyes just visible above the surface, a living relic that has not changed in 200 million years. Crocodiles and alligators are apex predators of riverbanks and swamps. Their bodies are tanks of scaled armor. Their ambush is legendary, waiting motionless for hours, striking with explosive, brutal force. The Nile crocodile alone is responsible for hundreds of human deaths each year, pulling fishermen, farmers, and unsuspecting swimmers into the depths without a sound. Their method is chilling. Clamp down with a bite force of over 3,700 psi, spin into a death roll, and drown their victim before devouring them whole. But the number 5 most dangerous animal is indeed the tsetse fly. But as terrifying as these reptilian hunters are, they kill only a fraction compared to something you barely notice, the tsetse fly. No teeth, no claws, just a whisper of wings on the African breeze. Yet it spreads one of the most devastating diseases known to mankind, sleeping sickness. After the tsetse fly bites, the parasites it injects into the blood cross into the brain. Victims suffer headaches, fevers, confusion, and then fall into a coma-like sleep. Without treatment, the disease is fatal. In the early 20th century, sleeping sickness epidemics devastated African populations, killing up to 500,000 people in some regions. Villages were abandoned, economies collapsed, ancient trade routes vanished. And the tsetse fly still reigns today, shaping human migration, agriculture, and daily life across Central Africa. The crocodile is feared because it shows its power. The tsetse fly is deadlier because it hides it. The African plains grow gold under a setting sun. Shadows stretch across the grass, and every creature listens. Because when the hunters move, the world holds its breath. Coming in at number 4 is the lion. Majestic, fearsome, a beast immortalized in stone, song, and story. A lion's roar can be heard up to 5 miles away, a declaration of dominion. One swipe from its paw can shatter a buffalo's spine. A coordinated pride attack is a masterpiece of strategy and raw power. And then there's the tiger, larger, solitary, ambushing silently through dense jungle. Humans have feared big cats for millennia, depicting them as divine punishments or unstoppable forces of nature. And yet, fatal encounters between humans and big cats are rare. In most cases, lions and tigers prefer to avoid us. They attack when cornered, threatened, or starving, not out of sport, but survival. Now, step away from the savannah, walk down an alley, stroll past a village market, glance across a suburban park, and there you'll find humanity's far more common killer. At number 4, the dog. Not the loyal companion most of us know, but the feral stray. In many developing countries, packs of dogs roam streets, scavenging, surviving, breeding, and sometimes biting. And in their saliva, a specter more deadly than tooth or claw: rabies. Rabies is one of the oldest diseases known to humankind. Ancient Mesopotamian tablets describe it. Aristotle wrote of it. It starts subtly: a fever, a tingling at the bite site, then terror. Victims develop hydrophobia, an inability to swallow, paralysis, delirium. The brain turns against itself in a desperate spiraling end. And once symptoms appear, death is almost certain. Each year, over 59,000 people die from rabies. Most are children, most in rural areas with no vaccines, no access to rapid medical treatment. The lion inspires awe and fear because we see it in the wild or in imagination. The dog kills because we let our guard down. One kills with claws, the other with a lick and a bark. Cue the music. Few things tap into our primal fear like our number 3. The ocean is vast, deep, unknown, and for millions, the shark is its most terrifying inhabitant. With rows of serrated teeth and a sixth sense that detects the faintest heartbeat in the water, sharks are apex predators built for precision. The great white, the tiger shark, the bull shark, all three have starred in documentaries, news stories, and nightmares. Hollywood ensured that fear would survive, even thrive. But here's the truth: shark attacks are incredibly rare. Each year, sharks are responsible for fewer than 10 deaths globally. You're more likely to die from a vending machine, lightning, or slipping in the bathtub. Meanwhile, far from the beach, in fields, forests, and villages across the world, a deadlier hunter slithers silently beneath the leaves: the snake. The snake comes in at number 3 for the most dangerous animal to man. Venomous snakes kill over 100,000 people every single year. There are over 600 venomous snake species, and dozens of them are potentially fatal, but 3 are responsible for the most deaths. The saw-scaled viper, small and unassuming, strikes quickly and often. The Russell's viper, with its camouflage and aggression. The king cobra, the world's longest venomous snake, capable of delivering a fatal bite in a single strike. The problem isn't just the venom, it's the aftermath. In rural regions, antivenom is expensive, rare, or hours away. In that time, tissue dies, organs fail, victims suffocate, bleed internally, or slip into shock. Beyond death, snake bites cause up to 400,000 amputations and permanent disabilities every year. The shark terrorizes your imagination, but the snake, it haunts your reality. Our number 2 most feared reads like a riddle: 8 legs, multiple eyes, a body that moves in unnatural silence. The spider is one of the most universally feared creatures on Earth. From the towering tarantula to the tiny venom-laced widow, these arachnids have crept through our homes, our legends, and our fears for centuries. Some spin webs strong enough to trap birds. Others ambush prey with lightning-fast strikes. And yes, a few spiders are dangerous. The Brazilian wandering spider has venom that can paralyze muscles, cause breathing difficulties, and in rare cases, death. The Sydney funnel web of Australia is so venomous, it once held a reputation as the world's most dangerous spider. Yet thanks to medical advancement, fatalities are now nearly zero. Because here's the truth: while spiders trigger fear in millions, they kill almost no one. But the second actually most dangerous animal to humans is ourselves. Humans kill other humans at a staggering rate. Through homicide, war, terrorism, and organized violence, we cause nearly 500,000 deaths each year. We've invented weapons capable of erasing entire cities. We've turned conflicts over borders, religion, and resources into decades-long bloodbaths. Unlike other predators, we kill for reasons beyond survival, for power, revenge, ideology. We are the only species capable of orchestrated genocide. We fear the spider crawling on our wall, but rarely question the capacity for harm within our own kind. When it comes to danger, it's not the one in the web, it's the one behind the trigger. And now we arrive at the ultimate twist. The animal that tops nearly every global fear list, that slithers into dreams, into myths, into warnings passed down for millennia. The snake. In the Bible, it tempted Eve. In Hinduism, it coils around the neck of Lord Shiva. In ancient Mesoamerican culture, it was worshipped as the feathered serpent god Quetzalcoatl. Across civilizations, snakes have represented death, danger, and transformation. And their danger is real. Some can kill with a single bite. Some can spit venom across meters. Some wrap and crush their prey before swallowing it whole. But as deadly as snakes are, they are not the #1 killer. That title belongs to something that fits on your fingertip. And speaking of fingertips, make sure to tap that like and subscribe button. It's free, so join us next week. Now, the #1 most dangerous creature on Earth to man, the mosquito. It doesn't hiss, it doesn't roar, it buzzes and barely does that. But it kills more humans than all other animals combined. With every bite, it can inject microscopic killers into your bloodstream. Malaria infects over 200 million people each year and kills more than 600,000. Dengue can cause organ failure and internal bleeding. Zika leads to severe birth defects. Yellow fever, West Nile virus, and chikungunya add to the toll. Mosquitoes have altered the outcomes of wars, like halting the construction of the Panama Canal. They've redirected trade, reshaped demographics, and cost the global economy billions. They breed anywhere water stagnates: tires, flower pots, puddles. Some have adapted to urban environments, thriving in places where humans cluster. They are unstoppable by force, and yet most people still treat them like a nuisance. But they are the most dangerous creature in the world. We fear the hiss of the snake, but the mosquito hums with the silence of a reaper. One delivers a strike, the other delivers a plague. So, what have we learned? That fear is loud, but death is often silent. We recoil at teeth, at claws, at roars, but we forget the tiny threats, the ones we don't see, don't hear, and don't understand. Next time you flinch at a spider or a snake, take a breath and listen for the buzz. If you found this surprising or disturbing, hit the subscribe button, because here we don't just explore nature, we expose the truth behind it.